Earthquakes are arguably one of the most powerful and unpredictable forces of nature. Some are so small that we barely feel them, while others can destroy entire cities to their core. But how strong can earthquakes actually get? First of all, let's talk about how earthquakes work and are measured. Scientists use the Richter scale, which ranges from 1 to 10, to measure the strength of seismic waves. Since the scale is logarithmic, each step up means the shaking is 10 times stronger than the previous level. That means a magnitude 7.0 earthquake causes 10 times more ground shaking than a 6.0, while a magnitude 9 is 10 times stronger than an 8. However, most people can't feel earthquakes below 2.9 on the Richter scale, and even a 3 is typically only noticeable to those near the epicenter. In fact, there are hundreds of thousands of micro-earthquakes happening every day around the world, most of which are too small to be detected without specialized equipment. Now that we understand how earthquakes are measured, let's talk about the strongest earthquake ever recorded. The most powerful earthquake in history occurred on May 22, 1960, near Valdivia in Chile. Known as the Great Chilean Earthquake, it registered between 9.4 and 9.6 on the moment magnitude scale. The earthquake lasted 10 minutes and had its epicenter near Lumaco, roughly 570 kilometers south of Santiago, the capital of Chile. On the Chilean coast, waves reached up to 25 meters or 82 feet high, while waves as high as 11 meters or 35 feet struck Hawaii, over 10,000 kilometers or 6,200 miles from the epicenter. The earthquake released almost a quarter of all global seismic energy between 1906 and 2005, and it marked a significant event in understanding the power of mega earthquakes. But how much worse can it get? Scientifically, the Earth can't possibly produce an earthquake stronger than a magnitude 9.5 to 9.6 on the Richter scale, due to the limitations of fault lines and the amount of energy that can be released. However, an earthquake of this magnitude would be devastating if it hit a densely populated region. Let's enter the hypothetical scenario of the big one in California. The San Andreas Fault, a major fracture in the Earth's crust stretching over 1,200 kilometers or 800 miles across California's coast, is overdue for a catastrophic event. And if it were to produce a magnitude 9.5 earthquake, the effects would be more than critical. Unimaginable structural damage would result from the big one, with buildings crumbling across big cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, and San Diego. Even those built to code would suffer significant damage, particularly in soft sediment areas like the LA Basin. Skyscrapers, bridges, and roads would collapse, crippling essential infrastructure and leaving the region in chaos. Tens of thousands of people would be injured, and millions of people would be displaced, with entire neighborhoods reduced to rubble. Many would remain homeless, trapped in the aftermath of collapsed buildings and overwhelmed shelters. Material damage was estimated by researchers at over $200 billion, a huge sum that would devastate California's huge economy. However, in large earthquakes like this, the most devastating factor in terms of casualties is often the tsunami that follows. In California, the waves would be most devastating near the epicenter, reaching up to 30 meters or 98 feet and up to 15 meters or 49 feet further along the coast. Hawaii could see waves between 10 and 20 meters, 33 to 66 feet, while Japan and Australia, being farther away, would experience smaller waves, with them reaching heights of up to 5 meters, or 16 feet. Historically, as seen in the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, such waves can travel vast distances, causing significant destruction and casualties well beyond the epicenter, with it devastating coastal regions across 14 different countries, including Indonesia, Sri Lanka, Thailand, and even coastal African regions. Out of the more than 230,000 deaths, approximately 170,000 were directly caused by the tsunami that followed the earthquake. While earthquakes themselves can be devastating, their side effects, such as tsunamis, can make them even more deadly and terrifying. A massive earthquake might be frightening on its own, but when combined with the possibility of a tsunami, the damage escalates exponentially. The maximum power of earthquakes of around 9.5 on the Richter scale has already been reached multiple times, so we can confidently say that humans have experienced some of Earth's strongest seismic activity. However, with advances in technology and preparedness, humans are becoming better equipped to handle these catastrophic events.